very special guest lined up, and not just because Mark gets to be part of this project.
The project. Very good, very clever. Our good friend Sam Matani, a fellow automotive journalist, just like us, has written now 2 books. Have you written any books? I haven't written any books.
I barely read 2 books.
I can't read 2 books. But Sam Matani was a journalist at Road and Track for, I think, 18 years, something like that. He's done so many different things, including writing these 2 books. Now, the 2 books are sort of like spy thrillers, and they're set in the pampered world of automotive journalism. So he has these very involved plots that go around the world and involve all kinds of intrigue and everything else. And he has just come out with his 2nd book now. It's called Red Mist, and we think maybe Sam is on the line. Sam, are you on the line?
I am. Can you hear me?
Sam, I can hear you. Good to hear from you. Always good to hear from you, Sam. Sam was the guy, when we were in Japan on these press trips, Sam would protect me from the Yakuza.
Oh, well.
Yakuza, excuse me.
That's good to know.
So thank you for that, Sam, first of all.
My pleasure. Always for you. Always for my brothers.
And when we go to the Deep South, I protect Sam.
There you go, see?
It's mutualism there. But Sam, tell us about your new book, Red Mist.
I did a lot of research. I had a lot of help from my some former CIA friends and people in the espionage business, and it really centers around a very bad shell company, which happens to be a car company set up in somewhere in Asia, and their whole thing is to kind of bring down the U.S. and blow
I bet I know who their PR guy was.
But there's a lot of twists and turns, and I think you don't really have to be a car person to really enjoy it. It was a lot of fun to write. It was a lot of work to write, and I hope you guys, your readers, will give it a shot. It is, there's not that many books or novels or thrillers where the automotive industry is really represented in its true light. You have like Fast and Furious and that kind of stuff, and that's all fantasy stuff.
That's authentic, man. Don't diss it. You telling me that that stuff didn't actually happen?
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyways, this one it does come from a lot of my experiences in the as an automotive journalist for 22 years, Mark.
Oh, sorry. What kind of fan am I?
Some of us were pampered like you, but some of us weren't. Some of us had to work to get our stories. But but there is a lot of intrigue, a lot of twists and turns, and I think it's a page turner. A couple of people have already gotten back to me. They said it's a page turner. It's hard to put down. So
both books
they weren't even car people. So
both books. I was quite impressed that of your portrayal of our little slice of reality, which is not realistic at all, but that was accurate. But also, you were able to weave in and out this entire big, long, very involved plot and bring it in and out of the pampered world of automotive journalism.
Yeah, well, like in the Red Mist, it's an intelligence officer has to go undercover as an automotive journalist, just to kind of figure out what's going on with this shell company. And I've seen those in the past in real life, where you see these car companies. They don't really produce cars, but they do show this. They have $1 million car or $2 million car, but they never produce it. And we never got confirmation, but a lot of us are saying that's got to be a shell company for some kind of a rogue government or something, because that's just you don't know where the money's coming from.
Usually it's just one corrupt guy trying to get money.
You mean like Vector?
It could be an organization. It could be it could be a country. It could be a government. But so that's where some of the ideas came from. Where there are some. We've had some pretty, I've known of some bad stuff to happen in that industry in that way, and these things did not go public.
Well, I found the book on Amazon where a lot of people buy their books. In fact, some people don't know this. Amazon started out as a place where you just went and bought books before you bought, toothpaste there.
Buy everything.
Exactly. So we have Red Mist by Sam Matani, and then they have in brackets author. Oh, okay. So the by would be the author. A drug cartel, North Korean agents, and a mysterious connection to China come together to bring terror to the Los Angeles Auto Show. Undercover intelligence officer Max Koga must rescue a kidnapped FBI agent and keep the LA Auto Show from collapsing on thousands of people. Well, now I want to read it because I've been.
I think the publisher probably wrote that. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. And here's a little extra. The FBI agent that he has to rescue is the love interest in there. So a little bit of that too. Yeah. So,
wow. Actually, I have a.
Hopefully that'll grab a couple of people who want to go out there and buy it. There's hardcover and paperback, Kindle. I think it's sold in all formats. So.
I like a good hardcover book and sit in an actual chair with an actual lamp and actually read a book. So I'm glad to know it's still out there. Now, the best part, you kind of left this out. You have a character in this book, supposedly based on our own Mark Vaughn. What was your inspiration to do this character, and is his name like Vark Mon or something like that? How did that work?
Well, so Mark Vaughn says. There's a guy named Mark Tyler, I think.
Mark Taylor of Auto Weekly News or something? Come on, man, that's got to be me.
Auto News Weekly. Yeah, it's pretty close. So that, maybe I did it subconsciously, but when I step back and I read that character, I go, yeah, this is like Mark Vaughn. It's pretty close. So maybe it's. So, but I have to say the lie that is any and all what is it like relations to reality are purely coincidental.
Purely coincidental, yeah. Mark Taylor from Auto Weekly World or something. Yeah.
Well, wasn't that on like Adam 12 and Dragnet? The incidents you've seen are true. The names were changed to protect the innocent.
Yeah. My name was slightly changed, but it is a good read.
By the way, Mark, your character doesn't get killed off, so just be happy about that.
Yeah, thank you. So I'll be around for the third book.
So I was going to say, so the character can live on to the next one. Sam, for people who maybe have a penchant for writing and enjoy writing, you went from a long career writing about automobiles for primarily road and track, now to move into the world of a novel. How is that transition, and what were some of the things that surprised you about going from being a noted magazine writer to actually writing a novel? What kind of things surprised you about making that transition?
That's an absolutely great question because it surprised me a lot because it's a whole different set of muscles. My first draft, I thought I read pretty good. I turned it into an agent, and this agent was kind of a friend of mine. So he just said, "Hey Sam, you should go and take some classes, writing novels." And I go, "Well, dude, I'm like an internationally, published columnist, published in so many countries, and I've been doing this for like 20 years. What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Just trust me," because he told me it's really a different game. So, anyways, I did what he said, and I went back to UCLA, took all these creative writing classes, and got out and was able to work on my book there. And when I read the stuff that I turned into my agent, the first time, it read so bad I was embarrassed. I couldn't believe that I thought that was good. So it really takes a transition to go from magazine writer to novel writer. It's a totally different game. I mean, it's almost like playing, let's say, I wouldn't even say softball, but something like a video baseball to the real, Major League Baseball. I mean, it's just so different that it really surprised me, and I really had to train myself for like 2 years, to be able to, write something that's decent, So, yeah, so that was a big surprise. It's not something you could just do, and the novels I write are fiction, so that makes it even harder. It's not like a biography or anything like that.
Well, you're on Amazon. You've got 56 reviews of your first book, The Prototype, and from those 56 views, you have 4.5 out of 5 stars. So you must be doing something right.
Yeah, and the first one did win an award. My first one won a pretty prestigious award that came with a cash
Pulitzer
prize and everything. No, it's not that. But it's called the new Next Indie Book Awards, and I won the thriller section, which is like the most popular one section. I think out of 4,000 or so entries. So that got me noticed to my publisher, my new publisher, who, and my second one I got in advance and everything. So, I'm kind of moving in the right direction. So hopefully the Red Mist will do well too.
It's good to hear that you have an actual publisher and you're actually getting money, because as we know, a lot of people do what they call vanity publishing these days, and you just basically send a bunch of money to a publishing company and they publish your book. And it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. You can say, I have a published book. So this is a real book from a real publishing company.
Yes, it is. Yeah. This is I haven't self-published anything ever. So there you go.
There you go. Yeah, and
my first one was in a self-published shop either. So.
Okay, and this one you can get on Kindle for $10.99 if you go to Amazon.com. Hardcover $32. Well, what?
I wonder. I don't know if there's an audiobook out yet, but I think there will be. But unless there already is one, but. Yeah, so and it's on Barnes and Noble. It's at every, all the sellers.
If you're going to get an audiobook, I'd recommend James Earl Jones to do your audiobook. I don't know if he's available, but
you can get him to do that. Yeah, and audio.
I'm going to get Mark Bond to do it.
I'll do it. I'm pledging right now. I'll be happy to be the irritating, nasally twang voice of your narrator. Hey, and then he went into the room, and the guys with the drugs were there. And no,
maybe not Mark Vaughn.
Maybe not Mark Vaughn. Hey, but the big question is, this being L.A., have you optioned this book to any studios yet to make a big movie out of it?
Yeah, I think my my agent and my publisher will probably start, maybe send some out to some directors and stuff. But there's the SAG strike going on, so. I don't know. Maybe it's a good time to kind of get them to have them start reading books. I don't think they got much to do right now.
If you're just tuning in, the book is called Red Mist. It's written by Sam Matani. You may recognize his name from the bylines in Road and Track and other publications over the years. And his second novel, and it focuses on the auto industry. It is a novel. It is a fiction series, but based on maybe some true story or storylets. Now, while we got you on the line, we understand you have knowledge of the movie that I've seen